Okay, welcome to the October 21st regular meeting of the Town of Neepawa. First order of business will be to approve the agenda. Be it resolved that we hereby approve the regular meeting agenda for October 21st. Moved by Councillor Nadeau, seconded by Councillor Kostenchuk. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. You all received your minutes. Be it resolved, we hereby approve the minutes of the regular meeting held October 7th, 2025. Moved by Deputy Mayor Parrott, seconded by Councillor Clark. Any questions of the minutes? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, council reports. Who wants to go? Councillor Sisley.
I've got a few things on here. So with Halloween next week, please check out the Town of Neepawa social media or contact the rec office for the preschool costume parade route map and the event details for Halloween. Economic Development, Assiniboine Community College will be hosting a medical administration certificate program in Neepawa beginning in January 2026. This is a 10-month program. Please contact Assiniboine Community College for details and registration for that. Neepawa Tourism donated $1,035 in admission fees from the Riverbend Market to the Margaret Lawrence Home. The What's the Big Idea event was held last Thursday with 5 businesses pitching their ideas, and they shared in $8,050 in prizes. I was at the event for half of the day, and I have to say all the presentations were very impressive. But one stood out that was notable for me, and that was a Better Connection Therapy Services, which is owned by Shelby Gillis and Martina Villa. Their business will provide speech, language, and behavior therapy services that are critically lacking in rural Manitoba. It was quite a pitch and pretty impressive. So,
Didn't you do speech therapy at the school for?
I assisted, yes, with speech therapy, yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone. Anyone else? Councillor Nadeau.
Yes, I've had a couple meetings. One was Westlake Employment on October 15th, and it's our year end, so I've just got some good news. We met all of our project goals, so we served all of our stats that we decided would be our project goal with the province. We also did a few extra things that are really neat to share. For the last year, we've been able to refer for additional training over 20 individuals in our area here for training in automotive services technician, class 1, electricians, healthcare aides and nursing assistants, LPNs, medical office assistants, and public safety. So over 20 individuals got referrals in order to get support with getting access to further training. But we exceeded a huge numbers that are just ridiculous. We meet our goals and we go way over the percents, and we keep just plugging away now, and we're starting a new contract, and that's something that we're just not seeing the funding we need, so something that we're continuing to fight the good fight to try to get more funding to support our residents in our area with these services. To give you an example, just having our agency open Westlake, we also served Service Canada comes here and uses one of the rooms, and they served 879 residents. So that's really good to have numbers like that. That saved how many trips to Portage or to Brandon to get access to Service Canada. And there's a lot more other services that we provide above and beyond just to help out residents. So it's a really good service, and we're doing well. We just recently sent a letter, just hoping that TESS, which is the training, it's the name for the province here, where hopefully they would see it in a good light and hopefully make a good decision to help give us more support for our upcoming project here that we're registered for. The other meeting I went to was also on October 15th. It was the WMRL Library. I think some good news to share with you guys. We one thing that I was asking about was what do we use our maintenance budget for? And one of the big purchases that we use it for is the cleaning. All the cleaning is covered through the library, through maintenance, and also for things such as fire extinguishers, little things like that. But the big thing is we had this reserve because we don't spend a lot on maintenance because each community looks after their library. We had a large reserve, and when I asked if that reserve was able to pay for some of the renovations we wanted at our library, such as the painting and the carpet, it started the thinking process where we can maybe split it up, that reserve, and allow each community to have access to it. So Neepawa's share is 8.77%. So we voted at that meeting there that we would allow access. So that gives Neepawa access to $17,540 of maintenance towards our library. So that could go towards helping repair our windows, covering the painting costs, and if we want to put new flooring in the library. So really, really good to help maintain our building and keep our facility looking good. One of our local assets. I know some of you like circulation totals, so last month Neepawa had 1,480 items taken out of the library. Just to give you a comparison though, how we're much more than just what you take out. Our door count had us at 1,622. And that doesn't cover the people that enter through the back room either. So it's really interesting, like we're getting a huge uptake of people. To compare it for the whole region, there's 13,130 in circulation. So we're well over 10%. And door counts in Carberry with our 1622, comparing it to Carberry, they had 1,069. So just to kind of show you, we get a lot of use out of our library, whether it's puzzles or some different things like setting up tables at different events that occur throughout Neepawa, such as Neepawa Pride. We had a table set up at the library. At the meeting, we heard all the good things they're doing at the Shoppers Mall location, and Brandon's struggling right now with some safety issues. We've had two issues, even though there's a security guard, a staff member got attacked on 2 different occasions, same staff member. Luckily, they're like an expert in judo, so that helped, definitely. And so we're working on policy now to help support libraries in dealing with, not engaging with the patrons so that we don't have violent episodes and try to avoid them as best as we can. And that's the thing though, when you're a public facility and you're open, you don't get to filter who comes in and the doors are open. Brandon again covers all the expense of their guards and stuff, which is nice. So I thought I'd share with you some good news there, is that we're gonna see money that we can use, so definitely for Denis here to know when we do our projects, we can submit back a cost for that. $70,540.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Anyone else, Councilor? Deputy Mayor?
Just want to report that we're going over a second draft of renovations to the clinic to accommodate 3 new doctors. That's ongoing. We're meeting this Thursday morning to discuss a lot about that. Always good news.
Excellent. Yep, very good, Mark. Okay, anyone else? If that's it, then I'll ask on you, Denis, Manager of Operations.
Thank you, Mayor Henley. So I'll try to keep it a little light and short because every department's just still trying to beat the weather. So parks, public works, cemetery, just business as usual, doing as much as they can. We'll continue yard waste pickup until weather turns a little bit more because there's still quite a bit of leaves coming down. Construction projects are all ongoing. Some public may have noted that paving was completed over the weekend, so those streets are all opened up again. We've completed all our patching. There's just one little small concrete section on Mill Street that has to be done, so I'll be following a contractor to sort out that last repair. But the bigger item of note would be that Mountain Avenue for the new school addition. We're going to see a disruption of service to traffic and some of the water in the coming week here. So the traffic will be intermittently disrupted, but there will be a boil water advisory likely issued starting tomorrow evening, as we have to tie into the new main for that service hookup. So parties will be contacted, we'll get labs results, request some priority service, try to keep it limited, but that will be an isolated boil water advisory just for that block. So we'll do some more social media posts, update the public some more. Daycare unfortunately is affected by this one, so we'll try to keep a good grasp on keeping them updated.
Will that impact Yellowhead as well?
Yes and no. The Yellow has multiple services coming in there. So they have a service coming off Mount Evan, but they also have one coming off William as well. So I don't know how all of their internal plumbing is routed around in that building, but a portion will have some affected portions of well water so it all depends on which services. They have to find out when the water's off, where there's still water within the building, and then go from there.
Okay, thanks a lot, Denny. The sweeper has been out, did a great job, and then all of a sudden we got more wind in that. Will it be out again before?
Yeah, we're gonna continue sweeping, especially with all these construction projects.
Right.
I like to kind of tidy up all that loose stone that's been you'll know on Mountain Avenue,
Yeah.
Mill Street, just the periphery of those construction zones. I've also directed staff to go out and clean out our storm lines now. So now that we don't have a gravel street, we'll clean out all the gravel that's accumulated inside those storm pipes.
Yeah.
And start our fall cleaning of all the drains that way.
Perfect.
Sorry, one more. The patching truck, is it still in town?
Yes,
Okay,
so we're still scheduled for this week, and I'll monitor weather as to next week and go from there. It's just a little difficult with this cooler weather and then the moisture. It takes a little bit longer for things to dry out, so we'll see how long, and then it looks like it's not gonna be as efficient. We'll just send it back.
Okay, thank you. Correspondence, I see none calling. No, so then do you want to talk about accounting software?
So our, our accounting system that we use in the office is up for renewal for 2026-29. And as much as it looks like it's up $750 from last year, it's actually the costs associated to the electronic fund transfers that we had to use because of the mail service. And of course, we've asked them to throw in the payroll checks part for free. So the service is really not changing as much as it looks like an increase. We're just paying for what we get. So we're looking for a 4-year contract with them, ranging from just about $9,200 up to $10,900 for once you hit year 2029.
Okay. Any questions, Colin? If not, resolution reads, be it resolved that we renew the town of Neepawa's accounting software license subscription for 2026 to 2029 with Catalyst in the amount of $9,178.14 for 26, $9,728, $9,728.83 for 2027, $10,312.56, 28, $10,931.31 for 29 plus taxes. Moved by Councillor Gerard, seconded by Councillor Kostenchuk. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Snow removal.
So this is an annual agreement we signed with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure. This is for the snow clearing contract from Mountain Avenue from PT 16 to Commerce Street. So the amount that they are going to pay us this year to provide that service is $14,288.50, which is an increase of $4,106.50 over the previous year, where that has been stable for a long time. I can phone them to make sure you just didn't send it.
still won't cover the actual
No,
cost.
but depends on the year, like
No,
Dean says,
it's a decent amount. Definitely work with that.
depending on the year. Yeah, so it was a surprise. He said, no, that's a correct number. I said, good. I thought maybe you sent me somebody else's.
Okay, be it resolved that we authorize the CAO to sign the 25-26 snow removal agreement with Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure. Moved by Councillor Sisley, seconded by Councillor Legault. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Lot for sale, Colleen?
So we've had an offer from 696-4746 Manitoba Limited, otherwise known as Diamond Waterworks, to purchase the 2.4 acre parcel on 511 Hamilton Street. It'd be the most westerly lot in the industrial park on the north side. So at the price we sell the lots for at $25,000 an acre would be $60,000.
Questions? Be it resolved that we approve the sale of lot 14, plan 66188, roll number 8964 to 6964746 Manitoba Limited for $60,000 subject to the terms and sale of the agreement. Moved by Councillor Kostenchuk, seconded by Councillor Sisley. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Street naming policy.
So this is a new policy. The public is aware. We kind of were feeding out some information, looking for some feedback regarding the naming of streets in the direction of the hospital property. What we felt was probably necessary at this point in time as Neepawa grows is to put forth a street naming policy to decide how the streets get named. So as much as we knew the process here was to use previous mayors, if the growth continues, we're getting to the point now that the mayors that we could use are still alive, and of course one of the criteria is you cannot be still on the side of the dirt. So we've established now a policy for street naming, and it comes with a registry for actually placing names on a registry that could be fielded out to developers or internally for us to use. So if you have any questions or like to amend it, otherwise I'm asking for approval.
I like the fact that it says on this side of the dirt.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the name of the street
It's a
after
positive
me
way to
so far.
describe it.
Okay, any questions on that? So be it resolved that we approve policy AD-130, being a policy to define, review, recommend, and determine street names through the town of Neepawa and maintain a street name registry for the naming of streets. Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Deputy Mayor Parrott. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. So now, Colleen, I think you're gonna tell us you think winter's coming.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody's still chilly in here, but we've done our best to make sure some heat got into the boardroom before our meeting. We run a system of 3 furnaces here that were probably put in early in the 90s to me. We have been having various trouble over the years with either the heating or the air conditioning side of them, and one actually capped. So this side of the building is running without a furnace, and of course then we're a little bit overheated to try and make sure we can compensate because the planning board gets a little chilly. So we researched and actually asked for some quotes. We received 3 in return, and we're asking and we're recommending a resolution be passed to approve new plumbing and heating for the low bid on $5,580 per furnace for 3 furnaces. The idea being when the furnaces are that old, why replace one and then we have to do another one next week? We're just going to replace them all.
Okay, questions? Be it resolved that we accept the tender of Nugent Plumbing and Heating to replace the 3 furnaces at 275 Hamilton at a cost of $5,580 plus taxes per furnace. Moved by Councillor Kostenchuk, seconded by Deputy Mayor Parrott. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, I'm not sure, Denis, are you speaking on the geotech or?
Yeah, so as part of the Hamilton Street construction project, I had asked our consultants who are working on that street design to investigate the intersection at Broadway and Hamilton Street. Their recommendation would be just to help with their design would be that we do some geotechnical investigation, do some drilling, just to determine what kind of garbage is underneath there.
Yeah.
The portion from the hill on did prove to be difficult, so we'd like to be a little bit more prepared and have a few more halt shots in that area, just to ensure that that road doesn't move.
Yeah. Okay, questions, Denis? Be it resolved that we accept the proposal of Sisson Blackburn Consulting to complete a geotechnical investigation for possible improvements or realignment of Hamilton Street through Broadway Avenue at a cost of $13,200, moved by Councillor Sisley, seconded by Councillor Gerard. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, I guess that went fairly quickly. Is there anything else that we need to discuss before we close? Nope. Okay. Be it resolved that the council of the town of Neepawa do now adjourn this regular meeting at 7:20 p.m. Moved by Deputy Mayor Barrett, seconded by Councillor Kosanchuk. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.